Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and I can't believe it. I finally got the Asmax Air Pump. I don't know how smart it is, so I'm not going to say that it's smart, but I finally got this air pump. I've been fighting with this company for over a year, or maybe it has been around a year, but I've been wanting to get their pump. You know, I got their products. They sent me the first one. They sent me the Asmax Z1, which I have reviewed and did a whole video about it. Then I got Asmax F1, did a whole video about it and reviewed it, and I was like, hey guys, I did all this reviewing, you know, and I gave my honest, not, you know, some crappy review, but I gave my honest opinion about them, which they turned out to be really good communicators, and especially in how easy it was to join other riders. Super easy compared to Cardo and Cena, which takes like literally a whole day just to connect with one another. So that was that. They said that after I would get a review, I would give them the review, that they would send me this air pump. It's been kind of a mess, a nightmare a little bit, but now they finally sent it to me after showing them proof upon proof of all the videos that I've done. And even the videos that, like I said, I bought those other products not with them sending it to me. They only sent me one unit. I bought the other stuff on my own and been doing reviews about it to show people what they're capable of. All right, so let's go ahead and open up the box of this air pump, because I did buy another air pump, which was a bigger one, and I like that air pump. I don't think I made a video about it, but I'll try to do a video about that particular air pump, which is actually a really good one. This one, apparently, it's more leaned towards motorcycles, so that's why I wanted to get a review about it, so I could show I didn't want to pay for it. After, you know, I kind of just proved myself about, you know, those communicators, so I wanted to get something at least for free. Which, by the way, this pump was sent to me for free, and they are not asking for a review. I'm just giving it to you so you guys could see what this pump is all about. But so far, this pump is actually small. Wow, and it's pretty nice actually. So the bottom side, oh, it even has a little flashlight. Guessing that's where you charge it. Oh, it even has a charge port and a USB port. I guess if you wanted to plug in your phone to charge it. Here's the port for the air pump itself. Put this back on. So, surprised on how small. I do have another pump actually. Let me show you guys. This is the other pump I've been rocking out for such a long time, but I think the battery's already spent on this, so when I charge it, only lasts for like a half a tire. And if I were to take it with me on a full charge, if I do need it, it's already dead by the time I even do try to use it. So I've been looking for a replacement of this. The capacity of the battery on this one is probably way better, because on this one only has like 4 little tiny batteries. Anyway, enough about that one. Let's get back to this guy. So yeah, that's that. And then you get a nice, looks like a nice little pouch actually. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we got our charging cable right here. And then we got, you know, for basketball and for some other type of inflation thing right here. And then we have our inflator tube. Then we have a nice little pouch to put everything in when you're not using it. Pretty good material actually. And let's see what else is in the package. I think you got your instructions. Whoa, it's actually a pretty big user manual. This thing's really stuck in there too. Well, there we go. Alright, so here is the user manual. I'm guessing because it's written in so many different languages. Alright, well, let's get to it. Let me power it. It does have a kind of a, you know, screen protector. I'm just going to leave it on there for now. Push the middle. Oh, I guess I have to hold down the middle. Let me turn on some of these lights so you can see what's going on a little bit better. Alright, let's go ahead and hold down the button. I guess you hold it down. Now it says on. We got PSI. We got a full battery. Little icon of a car and what it's set to. You could change it, of course. We got little squares, a plus, looks to be like a brightness bulb, and a minus. And then we got the center for on and off. Let's press the, okay, no, and then we could change it. So now we got a motorcycle, a bicycle, a basketball, a person. Why would you have a person on here? That's kind of weird. And then back to a car. So this is good that you could actually use it for all of those particular vehicles and sports equipment, I would say. Let's put it to a motorcycle. Right now it's set to 40. I think 40 is a bit high, so I'm going to go ahead and push the minus, and you could set it. So what we're doing right now, we're just going to set it. I'll put it at 35 psi. Let's go with the little light. I'm guessing that's for the flashlight, and it is. You can see the flashlight right here. And then if I were to push it again, oh, it blinks. Push it one more time. It blinks faster. or like an SOS actually. And then the third time I push it, it turns it off. I'm gonna go ahead and attach the air hose, because the little rubber band over here. And to attach the air hose, looks like it's some type of twist lock mechanism or something. So let's go ahead and we're gonna put that. It only goes in one way. So put it in, and then, wow. Okay, that was actually pretty easy. Easier than what I thought. I'd seen other pumps where you have to actually twist this in, like most every other pump. You gotta twist that part in to get that on there. An example real quick is this old one that I have. Has a thing and you have to twist this part on. You have to spin it on there to get it on there. But to have something that's just like a twist lock, that's pretty good. Pretty cool, I would say. Okay, oh, so this part is the part you're gonna have to actually twist on to the valve. I knew there was a catch. Okay, so now I'm over here by my evator, as we do need a tire to test this on. I'm gonna get my little valve stem lights on this one, so I'm just gonna go ahead and unspin this, take it out. All right, get the hose. So I'm gonna get my thing. I'm gonna go ahead and spin this and screw this on. Okay, I could already hear air coming out of it, which I don't think is a good thing. I think there should probably be a better seal, because I could hear air coming out of it and I could feel it a little bit here. But let's go ahead and turn the pump on. It took a little while to turn off, so I'm gonna go ahead and push the button right here. I'm gonna go ahead and push it and let's turn it on. You can already see how low I am on the pressure. I'm only at 7.5. And besides that, I don't know if you can hear me very well, but there's some air coming out from over here. From here, I can feel some air right here. Alright, so it does turn off where it's supposed to, of whatever number you set it to. And now I don't hear that air coming out anymore. Okay, well I guess that's good. Alright, so let's go ahead and unscrew this. So you may lose a few seconds of PSI as you unscrew it. Alright, well that is all set. So let's go actually, now I'm kind of curious to see how my back tire is on the evator. It's been a while since I actually put air on it, so I guess I'm kind of not surprised. And it also is cold here in Illinois now. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spare you the video of me actually spinning this off on the back wheel. I'm just going to take it off, and then we'll put the pump to it and see how it is over there. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and screw this on. Get this over here. See if we even get a little hissing sound off of this one. Yeah, I do hear a little bit of a hissing sound. Let me see if I can get it on the camera. Okay, not sure if you're able to hear that, but a little bit of a hissing sound. Let's see if it's true when we put, let's see if I can put this right here. Make sure that's tight. You can see it's at 26.5 PSI. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. Alright, so the back tire wasn't too bad as being underinflated. Mainly the front tire was pretty low. And the hissing is gone. I don't hear the hissing on the end over here. So I'm not even sure what that is about. But so I'm kind of curious to see how it is on like a regular sized motorcycle tire. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this down. And I'll probably do another review of this pump right here on how many tires I can inflate on a full charge from this particular air pump. Now that I'm over here, let's actually go over to, I have my R3. My R3 does need some air for sure, as I haven't ridden that bike in a long time. So let me find where the air valve is, and then we'll put air to this particular bike. Okay, so here we are at my R3. Now on my R3 I do have air pressure sensors on this one, and if you're looking to get air pressure sensors for your bike, I'll have a link below on this for this video, along with this particular air pump and these sensors. You could get these. These are Bluetooth sensors, so when your air is low or you get a flat, you get a notification like crazy, let me tell you, like crazy on your phone, letting you know that you have low pressure, and it'll tell you if it's for the front wheel or for the back wheel. Pretty cool. All right, anyhow, let me go ahead and put the hose on this. And after a while, if you don't use your pump, it actually shuts off on its own, which is pretty cool. Okay, so you can see that I only have 17.5 PSI on my front tire of my R3. Again, it's been a while since I rode my bike, so I'm not, well, as I'm shooting this video, you can see we already lost a half a PSI. So you can see that I haven't ridden this bike, and I think I probably have an air leak somewhere in the tire. I think the bead is broken or something is letting air escape. I might even have a nail in there. Let's cross my fingers that that's not true, but air is escaping somehow, and yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and put some air in this tire. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and press the button. All right, not bad. I would say the pump on this is actually pretty good compared to other pumps I've tested. I also have a bigger pump, and I'm gonna have to do a comparison, sound comparison between the both. The other one's a little bit bigger. Obviously, it's meant for cars and trucks and stuff, so that's the one I normally keep in my car. And this one's obviously for motorcycle, but yeah, this one's actually pretty good. All right, well, it is already set to the 35. I'm gonna go ahead and unscrew this. And there was no air pressure sound when I had this already screwed in, so that was good. And yeah, the only thing I find it just a little, I mean, to put like constantly screw this on, would rather have one that you just kind of, you know, flip like the regular kind, but yeah, not too bad. And you can see the battery level, I don't know if it was like, it went from green, now it's like an orangey color, but we did already fill 2 small tires from the Grom, or the E-Grom, 2 of those tires we filled up, and then a full-size 17-inch rim diameter tire. So, and it's still showing at a full level, just that the color had changed. I'll go ahead and turn this off. You have to hold it down to press off, and then to turn it on, you have to hold down the button as well until you see those 3 lines, and then it says on. Because I think if you were to just press it real quick, I don't think it'll turn on. Yeah, it won't turn on if you just try to press it real quick. You have to actually hold it down. Okay. All right. So let me let's go back to the bench and let me give you my rest of my review about this air pump. All right, so my thoughts on the air pump. Air pump, it's actually pretty good, and the way it sounds when it pushes the air sounds pretty good. It sounds, you know, compared to some other ones, this sounds like it has some you know, power to actually push the air. Other than that, this is a charging cable, of course. There's a little rubber band that was holding everything together, and obviously these pieces, one is for a basketball or any type of ball that you need to inflate. This other piece that I found out is actually for a Presta valve. And if you guys don't know what a Presta valve is, it's commonly found on mountain bikes. Now here's my old tube for a mountain bike tire, and you know, there's a cap on here. Obviously the one that I got is like a shape of like a little rocket, and I have it on here to, you know, cover the cap. But anyway, remove the cap, and then to put air in it, you have to unscrew this little tiny guy, and when you unscrew it, now it moves, and then that's when you can put this adapter piece and screw that in. You know, but you this, besides screwing this, I don't want to take it out of the package, I want to kind of leave it in there, but you would screw this in, and then also have this part also screwed into there. So it's an adapter to be able to use this particular pump on these type of valve stems. And then when obviously once you're filled with air, you unscrew it, then you got to screw this little guy to lock it in place, and then you would put your whatever valve cap you have back on, and that's what that is. So it's pretty cool that it comes in an adapter for that particular style of inner tubes, or to be able to, you know, fill up your mountain bike. Now, as far as that little person, it shows nothing in the manual about what, you know, the little person shows. So if we were to go to the little squares and we press it, that part, it says 100 over here, and that's 100 PSI. Let me just lower the lights actually over here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So you can see that this pump actually goes to 100 PSI. I'm not sure what would you'd use this pump for 100 PSI. I don't know if they actually make like an adapter or something, maybe a little fan that would go here, and then you push 100 PSI. I know, like, you know, spin a little propeller so you could get air for summertime or something. I don't know, as there is no mention in the manual about that part. Other than that, it does show in the manual for specific things like, here, let me show you, you know, what they recommend or what they think for, you know, of course you could always change it, but if you look here, you could see what they recommend for PSI for, you know, what they got for an automobile mode, you know, for a motorcycle, for a car, bicycle. The custom mode is for 100 PSI, but again, I don't know what the custom mode you would use 100 PSI for. And then for a ball, they, you know, say, you know, around 8 PSI or 2 to 15, you know, adjustable range. But honestly, you know, you could set your own PSI range for, you know, whatever it is that you're going to be using it for. And then over here they have the same thing, air pressure values of common products, a specific name of a car, or Exomi number 9 balance car. That's pretty specific. Or wheelchair moped. They have motorcycle, electric motorcycle, children's toy ball, you know, and all these rugby. I don't think we do that over here, but maybe you do, I don't know. They even have a stroller. Well, I guess if you have a stroller that uses tires, I guess those bicycle strollers or whatever that, you know, for joggers, you could set the pressure for anything. Whatever that needs to be inflated, you could set it with this pump, of course. But yeah, overall thoughts. Oh, and one other thing, if you are using this and you don't want to use PSI, you could actually change it to bar. And to do that, you need to hold down the little squares. So by holding down those little squares, now you could change it to bar mode and then set your bar, you know, of how high or how low you want your bar pressure to be for your particular item that you're using it for. I'm used to PSI. Oh, they even have KPA. And what else do they have here? Oh, kilograms and centimeters. That's interesting. Or I don't know, it says CM with a little tiny number 2 at the corner, and then back to PSI. All right, and then in the instructions here, whatnot, it actually shows you, I guess like in percentages, because on the pump it doesn't give you a percentage, it just gives you a color for the, you know, the battery part. But over here it's saying that, let's go ahead and go into that zoom in mode here. If it's in green, you're at 70 to 100, yellow is 30 to 70, red is 5 to 30, but if it's blinking red, it's already past the level 5% and it needs to be charged. So just take note of that when you have it, but self-explanatory when you see the blinking red that you're obviously going to need to charge your air pump. But other than that, yeah, I would say it's a really good air pump. I'm not just saying that, I firmly believe it, you know, especially for the size. You know, you can put this in your backpack when you're going out for a ride. So anytime you go for a ride, it's always a definite must to have an air pump with you, because from what I've seen, there was one time that I didn't have an air pump, and I was still waiting for my air pump that I bought, and I actually had to stop at the gas station. Now, I don't know about your gas stations where you guys live, but here in Illinois, I couldn't believe it that they did have an air pump station, but they wanted, oh, it was just something crazy. I think it was $15 or $20 for me to use the air pump, which I thought was crazy. I was like, I never in my life thought that they would have charged so much to use a pump for like a few minutes and charge that much. I don't know, maybe it was just that gas station, but I was like, no. I think I just rode my motorcycle with a very low tire until I got home. So it's always good. I mean, maybe they're doing it because, you know, a lot of people are buying these portable pumps to fill up with air, you know, so I guess it kind of makes sense. I don't know. See, so it just turned off by itself because I wasn't using it. Very cool feature. All right, well, I think for me, myself, I'm just going to go ahead and leave this screen protector on it because it actually protects everything. It's protecting the screen, this bottom part, and the little buttons. The buttons are all plastic. There's nothing rubber here. All this is all plastic. And I guess when it's pumping air, I'm guessing that's like the release pressure or whatever to have it, you know, work harder on pumping the air. But so far, off camera, I did pump up both my tires on Gixxer. And it's still showing pretty good on battery life. So yeah, it's only, like I said, time will tell on how much. Maybe I'll, you know, go ahead and test this out. And since it is getting colder out here in Illinois, I'll probably test it out on my car and see if I'm able to, you know, fill up all the tires with, you know, one charge. Or, you know, if I do all tires and it still has a good battery life, I'll do an update later on. But other than that, I don't want to keep this video too long. So I mean, it's a pretty good pump, and it's pretty cool that I wish you could do this part, you know, like this on this part instead of, you know, put it on there, screwing it in, and taking it out and hearing all as you're taking it out for a few seconds. If it was a little bit more of a quicker disconnect to be able to do that, that would have been great. So once you, I'm going to put it all back in this here, in the sleeve here, and put this back in here, and also that way it'll be kind of be protected from, you know, the holes. Obviously the hole's not really going to scratch it, but, you know, you can put this piece in there, put the cable in there. This, I'm not really using this, so I'm going to go ahead and just put this off to the side. But if you guys are using, you could put this, also put this in the bag as well. And then you could just, you know, go ahead and cinch it down. I think it cinches, huh? Well, I think it does. Okay, maybe it kind of does, but it's kind of hard to cinch this thing down, you know, to hold it like that. And then you could put it, you know, put all this into your backpack when you go for a ride. All right, guys. Well, that's it for the product of this tire inflator. I'm gonna take it out of there, but here is the picture of the box. So if you found the video of this review for this air pump helpful, please smash that like button. If you hated it, smash the dislike button. Let me know down below so I can improve for future videos about products and stuff. And if you know anyone else that needs a pump, please refer or send this video out to them or post it anywhere. I'll have a link for this particular pump down below of this video so you guys can check it out and order your own. And yeah, and I'll probably do a video later on comparing this pump, and another air pump that I do have, and kind of do a comparison of all three and a review about that one. But that'll be later on. Other than that, while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you guys are up to date with all my latest reviews, installations, and anything else I come up with the channel. And that's about it. That's all I got for you guys. You guys take care, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.